I'll let you talk, brother, and let me into your journey into this whole fitness realm and how you ended up like lifting some weights over in Saudi Arabia.
So basically, I don't know how long ago it was, 6 years, 7 years. My dad and my sister, who are both my coaches, they were at a CrossFit gym, and the age limit was 16, and I was, I don't know, 11, 10. I was pretty young, so I wasn't able to do anything there except for watch. But just watching, I enjoyed it. So we decided to get some weights to put in our basement, and I would do some workouts down there after we got home. And then probably like 6 or 8 months later, my sister decided she wanted to open a gym for kids, since the gym there, nobody under 16 could go and participate. So we opened a gym in our garage, and it was running for about probably 6 months, and then it got like shut down because somebody called it in that it wasn't like a registered business.
No, that's
Or
we wasn't allowed.
like, yeah, we weren't allowed to have the business in our garage. So we had 30 days to either move, pay a fine, or shut down. So now we're in a mall. We found it pretty quick. The lady that like managed it was friends with my dad, so we got in here pretty quick. We cleaned it out, painted it, moved all of our equipment in probably like 30 days, the time frame. But yeah, it's pretty nice here. It took a ton of work, but we got it done, and now we run like the CrossFit classes out of here. And then we were doing that for probably a year or two, and then my dad started looking into Olympic weightlifting and thought, a couple of us should go to a competition. And so I think just two of us went to the first competition up in Bowling Green, which is 2 hours away, Louisville. I was like 13. My lifts were pretty ugly, to be honest, but I won in my weight class and age group, and we've just been going ever since then. I qualified for youth nationals my first year at that meet, and then that meet was in March. That summer, I went to youth nationals in Atlanta, and then I won my first youth nationals. And then we had a group of 4 at that time. So we had ourselves a nice little small team, and then we've just been going since then, training for, this is my 5th year, my last year as a youth. Just been going at it since then.
Like training the youth is so important, in my opinion. It's just it's having the facilities to be able to accommodate for it, right? So it really warms my heart that you ended up creating a facility and letting kids and young people in so they can train, right?
Yeah, I agree. Like in the fitness world, the youth, I feel like, are like the future of it. So I feel like there could be something to accommodate to them.
Yeah, totally. And like sorry, go on.
So that they can join into like the fitness world at an early age. They don't have to wait 16 years to do what they want to do.
I'm also going to have a different perspective, right? You can teach an old dog new tricks. Yeah, that's fine, but they're going to have a certain type of mindset. You get the young ones in, they're going to have a different type of mindset. And I think being able to challenge, come from both sides and get that melting pot in the middle, I think that's really important. And just providing them that opportunity, right? So I can only relate it to back home, which is like northwest of England, and I'm from an inner city, right? And being able to provide these facilities is paramount for these kids not to go down the wrong path, if you get what I mean. It provides them with a way out, right?
Gives them something to do.
Gives them something to do, yeah. You got a lot of energy and nothing to do with it. Like you usually end up getting into a bit of trouble, which that's why the Bible comes in, I suppose.
Yeah.
So when's the next meet?
I'm going to the American Open Finals in December. That'll be my last meet as a youth. And then after that, my first international meet as a junior is in Greece in March for Junior Worlds.
Wow. And you're 17, right?
Yeah, I'm 17 right now.
That's insane. Like, and to put a little bit of context, you're 17, and what's your numbers?
My snatch right now is 141, and my clean and jerk is 176.
That's disgusting. That's absolutely incredible for a 17-year-old. But at the same time, it's not like you're 17, walked off the street, put your hands on a barbell and threw it above your head. It's like you said, you've been grinding towards this with the fam for what, 5, 6, 7 years maybe.
Yeah, this is my 5th year doing Olympic weightlifting. Probably 6 years just like working out in general.
And obviously you got the adaptability of a young body and mind, which is always impressive to see. Did you play any sports?
I did soccer from 3 to 13. I wasn't very good, so I quit. I played a few seasons of baseball and also did karate for a while.
Oh wow. What's the level of football, as in soccer, over in the States?
I just played like rec soccer, like just like there's just like different age groups. I played from I don't know. I don't know what the age group would be. I guess U5, so like under 5, and then 8 and under, and then 11 and under, 14 and under, and then 17 and under. But I didn't play for a school or travel team or anything.
Yeah. Just like a mess around.
Yeah, I did some indoor soccer, but I wasn't very good at that either. So
that's always fun.
I always had a policy for them that I don't care what sport they pick, but they have to be active. So
yeah,
we tried a lot of different things.
Totally. Like you have to do something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I was a little bit of the same. Like I was in the pool for a long time, but I would throw my hand to any sport and kind of get stuck in, just to burn off that energy and that natural aggression you have as a young lad.
I wasn't very aggressive beforehand whenever I played soccer.
Oh, you weren't?
If I was more aggressive, I probably would have been a lot better. But
yeah, it's a bit of a.
I was young.
Understood. Yeah, we used to play on the streets, in and out of cars, so it gets a little bit more rough and ready back home.
You have to dodge people and
dodge people and cars. Yeah, and usually people are chucking stones at you too, just for the fun of it. But that's the North, I guess. It's a very strange place. So where do you want to take weightlifting? Because
I'm hoping for going to the Olympics in 2028.
Wow.
That's the main goal, but if 2024 happens, then that'd be great. And I hopefully want to go at least a few times.
Insane. Is that always been the goal, or have you kind of just showed your hand to it, you picked it up pretty well, and we're like, you know what, let's go for this?
Yeah, that's basically it. Whenever I started, I didn't know I was good. I just lifted. I thought nationals was just like a small thing. But then like our second year going into it, I just realized like how competitive it was and like how hard it would have been to make it.
Mm-hmm.
So especially my third year, whenever I first made a team for Team USA, that was just crazy. I didn't really think I was that good until I knew I had a chance. And then ever since then, my main goal's been going to the Olympics.
Wow, that's That's absolutely insane. But I mean, going back to the numbers, right, of 141 of your snatch at 17. And what do you weigh?
I'm in a 96, but I've been weighing about 93 to 95.
That's insane. You know what I mean? Like the average Joe off the street, right, will struggle to pick up 141 kilos in a deadlift. You know what I mean? The average Joe struggles to pick that up off the floor. You're just going to chuck it above your head, land in an overhead squat, stand it up, and just give it a little bit of a drop. Like that's absolutely insane. So I can't wait to see what numbers you end up throwing up by 2024, 2028.
Hopefully something more.
Yeah, at least a kilo, right?
At least kilo or two.
Yeah, it's a lot of work for a single kilo on the bar, but I mean that it all counts, right?
Every kilo counts.
Every kilo counts. Fractions is kilos, as I end up telling people. You know, we're able to improve the lift by a margin, then ultimately that will end up putting kilos on the major lifts.
We have these little like 8 kilos. So whenever you put them on, it's like a fourth of a kilo. So I think I'm going to start using those.
Yeah.
You just got to like double clip it. You know what I mean? Put those little plastic clips on and just put 2 of them on either side. Technically, it's a PR.
Yeah, there's more decimals than weights.
Yeah, we've got a lot of powerlifting gear in the gym I'm at the moment in Christchurch, right? And I think we got 250 gram plates, which is just hilarious because you can like chuck them around like frisbees, right? But if you put them on that bar, oh my, you feel the difference.
How much is a 250 grams?
It's like a quarter of a kilo.
Oh.
Yeah. So obviously you put that on each side, it was like half a kilo.
If you can PR by half a kilo, I mean
it works, right? I mean, obviously in the fucking weightlifting scene, like they do whole kilos, but in powerlifting, yeah, you can PR by half kilos and they count. And my brother's a powerlifter.
1 kilo at a time.
1 kilo at a time. That's it. So I'm going to contextualize this for people listening, right? So 17, 141. What was the clean and jerk?
176.
176. What do you front squat? What do you back squat?
My back squat is 230 right now. My front squat's 215, I think. It's either that or 210. I don't remember. It's been a while.
It's 215.
Insane. Again, like I love watching strength spots, right? And I'm talking to strength athletes because I understand how heavy that is, right? But if you have a conversation with someone who kind of trains, kind of like messes around in a commercial gym or doesn't train at all, right? They will not be able to understand those numbers. It's like if you wrote $1 trillion on the screen, I can't comprehend it. Like I'm just going to look at those digits and be like, that doesn't mean anything to me, Tim. And they're going to, watch the same thing. We watch the Olympics. They're like, oh, it's 227, whatever Lasher snatched. You like look at it and be like, oh, looks really light. Like that's 227.
Yeah, they make it look easy, so it has to be.
Yeah, so it has to be, right? So what's going through your mind? What do you think about?
Whenever I'm lifting? Whenever I'm training, it's a little rougher. There's a lot. I'm trying to make sure that like I don't screw it up and miss. But in competition, I don't know why, but I'm just like super focused. But at the same time, I'm not focused at all. Like I'm not really worried. I'm just there to do what I do, But I just can't sit still. I don't really think about anything. I just let whatever happens. I talk a lot. Yeah, that's basically it.
Big risk.
Well, it's the sign of a true athlete, right? You put in all the work, all the hours, days, months, years behind the scenes, and you've trusted in that hard work, and then it's showtime at that point. It's gladiators in the arena showing what they can do when Julius Caesar lets out a lion and gives you a wooden sword. It's like, right, let's go.
It's a show in the on the platform and in the back room. I don't stop making jokes. I'm talking 24/7, and I have so much energy.
That's too much caffeine right there.
I do it without caffeine.
Oh my!
Sometimes we got to get him calmed down a little bit before that first lift, because he's just so hyper, and like he loves the competition platform. Like there's no nervous problem. There's no, nerves is going to get him. Like he loves the competition platform. It's just getting him to calm down on his first lift, and then he's good.
Yeah, get on the board.
Like warming up for Worlds. I was back there, my mouth was going faster than my brain. I was just saying a bunch of stuff, but I was about to start drinking a bang, and then my sister she took it away from me or something because I had too much energy already for some reason.
Well, you get athletes like that though, right? You get training athletes and you get competitive athletes, and it seems like you thrive on that environment of the adrenaline already going through the roof. I do know a couple of Commonwealth Games athletes who do phenomenally well in training, but then will bomb in competition, right? And obviously, you don't want to be like that because you train for years for 6 lifts.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that train well but don't perform as well.
Yeah.
Which you're the opposite. Yeah, I'm the exact opposite. In training, I suck 90% of the time. But warming up to lift, everything just feels so much better. And then I don't think there's been a single time I've gone onto a platform at a meet, lifted, and it felt heavy.
Wow.
Which is disappointing because afterwards I always feel like I should have hit more because it just felt so easy.
Why do you think that is?
I have no idea. I wish I could tell you. Maybe because I don't know. I just always want to hit more. And I'm never happy with myself. But
proud but never satisfied, right?
Yeah.
There's always another kilo on the bar. Like that's literally the first piece of advice I was ever given with weightlifting. It's like, oh, Alex, you want to kind of start dabbling around with weightlifting? I was like, yeah, man. Like, what are we doing? I was like, oh, rule number 1, you'll always be shit. I was like, oh, thanks. I was like, rule number 2, now we get to work. It's like there's always going to be another kilo. Like you can always make the lifts better. It's that constant striving for progression rather than perfection. We know we want perfection, but we know we can't get it. Although that makes us come back to the gym. It's a very, very, very weird spot. But you seem like you're very mentally strong for, well, first of all, 17, and second of all, an athlete on an international stage, which is insane, dude. Like I've, had the pleasure of speaking to a lot of athletes, coached a lot of them, just gone shoulder to shoulder with a lot of them. And it's really cool to see. Do you think that's come from family?
What was that?
Do you think that's come from family, like the self-confidence and the self-belief in yourself?
I'm not sure. My dad's side is all athletes basically. Like my grandpa has a ton of school records in 12 different sports. My dad was a good athlete. He's blind, but he was still a good athlete. But I was obviously not a good athlete in soccer, so I guess that doesn't run in the family. But maybe part of the mental and just pure strength part might run in the family.
He didn't tell you, but he was a good CrossFit athlete as well.
Ah, there you go. You must be crazy then.
Not good.
He didn't make the games, but he did go to the Wadapalooza one year.
Almost drowned there, but
2 years in a row he made the qualifier for the games.
Wow. At what age?
He was 15.
And last year in February, it was my last CrossFit competition. Yeah, which was the Wadapalooza. I was 16 at the time. Or no, I don't know. I was either about to turn 16 or I had just turned 16.
He was 16 at the time.
And then...
And you made the qualifier.
Yeah, I made the qualifier at 14 and 15.
What made you choose weightlifting over CrossFit?
I just feel like it suits me better. Like killing myself in every workout for like 3 years straight just wasn't fun.
No.
And I liked the weightlifting side of it more. I feel like I was better and I progressed better in that than CrossFit all around.
I say the same thing. I like to sit down between sets and eat donuts. I don't want to do a load of burpees and running.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
It's not what I want to do.
I want to be able to eat while I work out. Can't do that with CrossFit.
Yeah, you'll throw it up.
I know.
He still gets to do some of the CrossFit type stuff to keep him strong for weightlifting, but not. It's just like bits and pieces, like muscle ups, handstand walks, different things, just for shoulder strength.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta keep in the calisthenic stuff, and the gymnastics, right? I think that's what you guys over there do really, really well in the States, is like trying to get people into gymnastics at an early age. Like I know back home in the UK, it's like it's not around. Gymnastics is not a thing. And then
like a lot of like the good weightlifters and CrossFitters were like gymnasts at one point.
Yeah, 100%. They got that body awareness. Yeah. 100%. It's so important, and even breaking it down into like a GPP style of like anyone off the street, right, coming into any sort of box. If you get them better at any gymnastic movement, like their confidence goes up, their ability to move a dumbbell, a kettlebell, or a barbell goes up, and it's so important. How's the gym going?
It's football season here, like American football. So there's not very many people coming in, but once it ends, there's going to be probably like 5 or 6 people on the football team at my school coming. A lot of the kids that are done with football are going to come in too. So it's slow right now, but it'll hopefully ramp up soon.
In this industry in a whole, right, it goes through peaks and troughs.
Yeah.
Not many people go in day out and just plow their face into the wall. They're the crazy people like you and I. No, that's
it's
awesome.
Like crazy.
Hey,
you got to get a lot of kids to come through to find a kid that's willing to put in the work that it takes, like Timothy does, to be at this level. I mean, just the hours put in. Like, I mean, he trains probably 12 to 15 hours a week. And so there's not a lot of parents who want to sit there waiting on their kids that long, or not a lot of kids that want to apply themselves that much like he does. So it's kind of hard sometimes.
That's a really interesting point of like, what limitations do you think is on a youth athlete, right? We obviously know what limitations are on an athlete in general when they get into like adulthood, but as a kid, like what are limitations do you think's on you?
There's definitely some money issues because a lot of them don't work. Their parents being able to like drive. Some of them, or a lot of them, can't drive, especially whenever, or like at least when they're like old enough to drive, they just for some reason choose not to. But there's that. Their parents don't let them, or their parents don't want to pay, or they don't have the time. I don't know. There's just a lot of things and excuses that they make to not be able to. But
yeah, especially like I knew a lot of people like they couldn't get there. You know what I mean? They had to take a couple different buses. They had to get a lift with someone else, or whatever. They had to run there. Run like fucking 10K. So it's like 6 mile to go to train and then run 6 mile back. You know what I mean? Just because they don't have the accessibility of a parent kind of taking them there, which is seriously rough.
Yeah. If I
Oh,
had
right.
to run 6 miles to the gym,
You
I
wouldn't
don't
be
think.
here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here. I don't think I'd be coming if I had to run 6 miles.
Oh, 6 miles is too much. 200 meters is too much. I ran 200 meters yesterday, and it was a long way. I'm not doing that again.
I always wonder what's wrong with people when they just run for fun. You know.
No, they're crazy. They're the crazy people. We don't trust
Like a
them.
marathon, just like 6 hours of straight running. I don't see who would want to do that.
No. Although I have done a marathon.
How was it? Was it fun?
No, it was miserable. It was not enjoyable. No, it was
I don't
not.
think I could ever do that.
I think everyone can run a marathon. It's just monotonous, and it's seriously boring. You know, you get like halfway through, and you're like, I'm only halfway. I've got another
I don't
like.
know. I still have like 3 more hours of just running till you're done.
Yeah. You've got to do it in some sort of scenery. Like I did it throughout my city, and obviously I love my city, so I was just like running around, like pretty much running around the city, which was
There's no
cool.
scenery here.
Hey,
Unless you want to run through some like cornfields and farms, there's no scenery here.
yeah, I think that would be rather boring. Of just seeing
Yeah.
the same thing for 6 hours. That
Yeah.
will test your mental strength right there.
You have to like listen to music. You have to just close your eyes and hope you stay on track just to get through it.
And then
Imagine
you don't fall
yourself.
asleep. Oh,
Just imagine yourself somewhere else, running through Paris, something,
oh, Paris.
through Africa.
Yeah. Oh, that actually that reminds me. We're doing a charity event next week at the gym, right? I take it you've heard of Murph, the workout.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do it for 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
42.
Just like the first running part isn't terrible. It's running, so it obviously sucks. But then like from 300 air squats to running another mile, that itself just makes you want to go home.
Oh yeah.
It's so bad.
It's not a clever idea.
Nope.
It's not going to be fun. But at the beginning of the year, me and the same mate who's doing it did 48 hours on the assault bike in 30-minute intervals.
Oh,
that sounds terrible too.
Yeah, again, that was very strange. We ended up staying awake for something like 64 hours and hallucinated and started hearing things. It was really, really weird. Like it must have been like 11 p.m. in the gym. We're like, I don't know, maybe like 30 hours deep. And obviously we'd stayed up the day before for whatever reason. Because I was working all day, right? And I'm literally seeing people in the gym and there's no one else in the gym. It was a very strange experience.
But how nice was it when you went to sleep?
I slept like 8 hours. I thought I was going to sleep for an entire day, and I slept 8 hours, woke up and felt absolutely fine.
If I was up for, I don't know, 64 hours, I'd probably be sleeping a couple of days at least.
Yeah, I thought I wrote off a couple of days afterwards. I think after this next event next week, it's going to be worse. Totally. Like,
just thinking about that makes me tired.
I know. Don't remind me. I've got to do
Think
it.
about how they'll look after 24 hours of Murph.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be blood everywhere from the pull-ups.
I'm just thinking about the pizza when I'm finished.
There's going to be tears everywhere from the running.
Yeah. I've not done a single run in preparation. I'm not doing that. I'm a weightlifter. I will snatch, clean and jerk, and do a couple back squats. And that's it. And I'll sit down.
I like pizza. I don't think a couple pizzas would tempt me into doing Murph for 24 hours.
Oh, I don't know, man. I've done a lot worse for a lot less.
Me too, but that's just too much.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was in shape. I'm not in shape for it anymore.
Oh no, me neither. But you've just gotta. We're doing it for charity, so that obviously helps, and we're doing it for the SAS Trust over here in New Zealand, and also the Help for Heroes in the UK. So, servicemen and women don't get to come home, and I think we can hurt for a day. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
That makes you do things you never thought you'd be able to do. You just kind of zone out and fight whatever demon is in the back of your head for literally 24 hours, and then you get to sit down.
And then after the 24 hours, you get to be in pain for a few weeks.
Yeah. It's just try not to get rhabdo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's going to be a difficult thing, eating way too many sweets. But I'm okay with that.
It's for a good cause, so it's okay.
That is true. You've got to be able to do these things. You'll look back on it. It does. You'll look back at it and be proud of yourself, right? Like the same with your weightlifting. You'll look back and be like, I competed in Saudi Arabia, Greece, Argentina, Mexico, all these places. You're like, that was rad. That was absolutely insane. Like, I'm glad I put in the months, years, hours, days, weeks, all the above.
Getting to say you did it.
Hey?
Getting to say you did it.
Yeah, man, sitting back in the rocking chair in 80 with a whiskey and just be like, I did this.
Back in my day, I did Murph for 24 hours.
Yeah. Back in my day, I used to make really bad decisions. Yeah. I think I'll probably still be making bad decisions at 80, don't you worry. That's what life's about.
Trust me too. Actually, I don't know if I'm gonna live to 80. There's nothing much really to do after like 35. So I might just get to 35, be done there.
Well, there's many other spots, right? People get into like endurance racing, later on. Maybe you get into Ironmans. Who knows?
I don't know if I can do those. Those things look tough.
Yeah, that's a long way, man.
Maybe I'll be crazy enough by the time I'm 30 to do it. Or Murph for 24 hours.
I mean, you're welcome to join.
I think I'll pass this time.
This time? Okay. I'll hit you up the next thing that we do.
Give me a few months to get in shape.
Okay. We need 3 months to do like 24 hours exercise. Damn. I need a lot longer than that. But hey, we are literally 6 days away. I'll figure it out.
Just run a couple miles here and there. I think you'll be okay.
Oh, I can't run a couple miles. I'm not that guy. I will do back squat 20s over running a couple miles.
Speed walk,
yeah. I'll walk it. Guys, I really appreciate your time. It's going to kick us out with that limit because I've not upgraded to that pro. So I really, really appreciate your time. I can't wait to see what you throw down in the next event.
Thank you for having us.
No, always. If you're ever in the bottom right-hand corner of the world, I'm in New Zealand at the moment. I don't know where I'm going to be next, but if you're ever down here, hit me up and we'll grab a coffee and throw a bar.
If I'm ever in New Zealand, I'll make sure I do that.
Yeah, awesome. All right, guys, have a fantastic day.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having me.